All right, now read on page 126 at the bottom of the page, the Civil War, which is continued on page 127, and complete questions 17, 18, 19, and 20 on page 127. Okay. Let's look at page 127, numbers 17, 18, 19, and 20, which you should have already completed. Number 17, the Civil War began when? It's in the first paragraph on page 126 under the Civil War. Choice 4, 1861. Number 18, a Civil War means a war that is fought, number 1, between citizens of the same country. 19, secede may be defined as, number 1, to leave or get out of. You can see on page 126 it talks about seceding from the Union at the bottom of the page. Number 20, one result of the ratification of the 14th and 15th Amendments was choice 3. Election of blacks to political office. You'll find it in the last paragraph on page 127, beginning with the words after the Civil War. All right, let's read now on page 128, skip the election of 1912 and go to the Great Depression at the bottom of the page. Read the Great Depression on page 128 and 129 and answer 23, 24, and 25 on page 129. Okay, let's take a look at the answers to questions 23, 24, and 25 on page 129. Remember, the answer will either be in the passage, chart, or graph that they ask you to read, or you've got to reach a conclusion. The ones where you reach a conclusion are a small percentage of the questions asked on the test. Many times you'll find the answer, as you'll see on a couple of these. So let's take a look at 23. One of the conclusions that can be drawn from the above passage is that, let's take a look at all the choices. Number 1, many businesses failed for lack of customers during the Great Depression. 2, many people did not want to work. Well, we know that's false. Everybody wanted to work during the Depression. 3, employment was high. No, you can cancel that one. 4, few people lived in the city. And 5, many people left the country. I've eliminated 2, 3, 4, and 5, which leaves number 1. Number 24. The Great Depression started because of, number 1, the stock market crash of 1929. Number 25. Which of the following statements is an example of a New Deal program? Your choice there should be number 5. Masses of people being hired by the government to build and repair bridges and highways. All right, look on page 130 now. I want you to study the statistical charts under the heading, the population. The first chart is comparison of population in selected cities in the U.S., 1988. And then demographic statistics of selected states in the U.S., 1989. Make sure when you answer the questions, you're reading the right chart. Not only that, if it talks about a city, make sure you're on the chart that talks about cities. If it talks about a state, make sure you're reading the chart that deals with states. After you look at them, I want you to answer 27, 28, 29, and 30 on page 131. Okay. You should have looked at the charts on page 130 and answered 27, 28, 29, and 30. Let's take a look at number 27 on page 130. It says, how many cities listed above have populations less than 3 million? This one's so easy. Look at Chicago. There's one. And remember, we're talking about cities here, not states. Houston, it's below. Philadelphia. And one more, San Diego. All these cities, according to the chart, have less than 3 million. So your choice, your answer should be number 4. I'm sorry, number 3. There are 4 cities. And make sure when you answer on the answer sheet, you get the correct one. Don't mark number 4 because this could be confusing. Choice 3 is 4 cities. All right, let's take a look at number 28. Which state has the second smallest population of the states listed? Now we're talking about states. Your answer there should be Massachusetts, choice number 5. Number 29. Of the states listed, which state has the highest population density or number of people per square mile? That would be choice 1, Rhode Island. As you can see on the chart, demographic statistics of selected states in the U.S., 1989. And the last one I asked you to perform is number 30. The state with the 3rd highest per capita income is, again, that would be Rhode Island, choice number 2. All right, turn to page 133. I want you to read the passage, The Importance of Economics, on page 133, then turn the page to 134 and answer 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, let's take a look at the answers to questions 1, 2, 3, and 4.